Pizza Jaffa's orange grows. Microchips is us. iPhone cameras us. Taco salads us. Dodavabanos us. Olive Garden us. White phosphor us. Sabra Hamas. Hasbara sus.
Hello. And welcome to Bad Hasbara,
the world's most moral podcast, playing the theme song without looking at the keyboard.
That was really impressive. You figured that out. I feel like in the last 30 minutes you were able to do that.
30 seconds.
Oh, was it 30 seconds?
Well, no, I prepped a little.
I saw you practicing. I'm sorry to ruin the illusion, but that's still, you were learning to do it backwards.
I was, and exactly, yeah.
And it was very good. My name is Matt Lieb. I will be your most moral co-host for this podcast.
I'm Daniel Mate. You're the most moral co-host, hanging out in my parents' piano room on the piano I grew up playing.
Wow, I love that. You guys got a piano room.
Well, it's a multi-purpose room, let's say.
Oh, you got other. What is the other purpose of the room?
I guess there's like a dining table that we don't use. They don't use much, and there's a television and a couch and a lot of knickknacks and some of my mom's art on the walls. There's a lot of things.
It's very sweet. It looks very nice. And listen, I am so stoked for you to be with your lovely family. I'm here all alone at my apartment here in Los Angeles. That's because my daughter's in daycare and my wife is looking at new daycares or new like early childhood education centers or whatnot. Our child is growing up. He's gonna start going to school kind of. Yeah, so that's a lot of fun.
Time to get socialized.
Yeah, finally. You should
be. I think she's old enough now. You should be parasocializing her.
I'm trying to.
Which is say get her to listening to podcasts.
Well, I have her right now in the DMs of various influencers telling them to kill themselves.
That's great.
That's how we do. In the parasocial universe.
Yeah, if I have a child ever, I think my greatest hope for them would that they'd be a reply guy before kindergarten.
There's nothing, I think, more noble these days than being a reply guy at a young age. It's like, I want my daughter to be the Mozart of reply guys. Just whole manifestos by the time she's 4. Give us 5 stars and a review on all the podcast apps. Please subscribe. If you haven't yet subscribing, do it. Because
why haven't you subscribed by now?
Yeah, there's no good reason for you to watch the show and not scroll. So subscribe now. And if you feel like, hey, I like this show, but I wish I got more episodes per week, you can get that by going to patreon.com/badhasbara and joining the Patreon. You get an extra episode every week. You get all of these episodes at least a day early.
Sometimes earlier. And then sometimes you get things that there's actually a strong material benefit to getting them early.
That's right.
For instance, Matt?
Yeah, for instance, you get tickets to see us over at The Gutter in Brooklyn.
Well, you don't get tickets, but you get the opportunity.
You get the opportunity to buy tickets before everyone else gets to buy tickets. And now some people are like, well, listen, how is that great? I mean, it's just buying. It's just, I get to buy earlier. Well, we are going to be at, like I said, Gutter, October 10th and 11th. First ever official whole cast Bad Hasbara live podcast.
It's like the Wu-Tang Clan's final tour, except it's our first.
That's
and it's
right.
not a tour. It's just a couple of shows.
That's right.
But maybe it's the start of something. Maybe we'll come to a town near you. Until then,
right.
It's just the Gutter.
It's just
Brooklyn.
Exactly. It's just the Gutter. And, we put out the tickets on sale late last week. And by the time you're listening to this episode, I think they have already sold out. Now, we didn't know that was going to happen with just the Patreon link. Of course, there are people, who were able to buy it, without the Patreon link. But a lot more than we thought were able to get tickets who live in New York. And some people even are flying out to the show. So don't ever miss a chance to see Bad Hasbara live again because the tickets went on sale on Patreon first.
We don't know for sure that it's sold out yet.
We don't. That's a good point. But I was just looking at it and I'm like, I feel like listen, we don't know if
It's
sold
heading
out
there.
yet. It's
It's
heading
heading
there. It seems like by the time this episode comes out to the free feed, it will be sold out. If that's the case, many apologies, but that doesn't mean you don't get to see Daniel and I performing in New York in mid to early October, because we're also doing another show. So it's October 10th and 11th in Brooklyn at the Gutter, and then October 13th at the Bell House in Brooklyn,
which is not a bad Hasbara show.
It's not a live
Not
podcast.
officially.
No. Well, what it is not a live podcast. It is a stand-up comedy show. I will be there. My wife, Francesca Fiorentini, will be there. Daniel Mate will be there, and a bunch of other really great comics, many of whom you have seen as guests on this show, will also be there. It's going to be a fun Bad Hasbara comedy show event. But it's
the Bad Hasbara community will be in full effect.
That's right. So you will definitely have a chance to buy tickets to that. If that sells out, then like before Thursday, I'm gonna be like, dude, we need to start doing stadiums.
We need to be doing a residency at the Beacon Theater.
I know. So yes, please buy your tickets if you can. You definitely can to the Bell House. That's going to be a great show. And you might even be able to get more tickets to the Gutter should we decide to add a show. We don't know if we're going to do that. But if we do, we'll let you know.
As Aretha Franklin featuring Luther Vandross said, jump, jump, jump to it.
Yes. Exactly like what he said happened. Also, just a reminder once again, August 1st, August 2nd, that's a Friday and a Saturday. Francesca and I will be in Seattle. Please get your tickets to see The Bituation Room live or see Francesca and I do comedy at Laughs. And then we'll be doing comedy in Houston, August 28th. Please come out to that. Houston Punchline, August 28th. Today's episode is once again brought to you by the Gaza City Flower Fund. Once again, the Gaza City Flower Fund is raising money to feed up to 250 families in and near Gaza City with 2-kilogram sacks of flour purchased at disaster premium prices and given directly to hungry families. Please donate now, bit.ly/Gaza Flower Fund. Do that, please, before you purchase any tickets or exclusive episodes of this podcast, because that's more of a worthy cause than listening to us do jokes about P-News, and we mostly do P-News jokes. And I think at some point, and we've discussed this, but we haven't decided on a date yet, I think we're going to do a full fundraiser episode for Gaza City Flower Fund. We're going to figure out what day we're doing that, and that'll be a live stream. And we'll try to get people to donate as much as they can for as long as the stream goes on. So keep an ear out for that. Daniel.
Homie.
What's this been?
So I told you about the free store last episode.
You did, yes.
On our last week's Patreon
this
episode.
Insane communist type of Canada thing where you go into a store and you do bartering. It's crazy.
Not even bartering. You just pick shit off the shelf because people left shit on the shelf for free. This is up on a tiny Gulf island in British Columbia, which is a kind of alternative
it's like
society in other ways.
You've created it's like a store that's essentially the take a penny, leave a penny jar.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
Except instead of pennies, it's LPs. So I got some just ridiculous shit here.
Nice.
It'll be funny to see if any of this is on Spotify for our friend to add to the playlist.
That's right.
The 4 preps on campus.
God.
Which looks like some kind of a cappella group.
Yeah.
Described, yeah.
It's like the 4 freshmen, but an updated version of it.
Yeah, but like more douchey.
Yeah.
It doesn't take an A student to know that the 4 preps are a top singing group. Their many hits make that point. But until now, their humor has been strictly off the record. Not so any longer, for here the preps' efforts are divided between fine singing and freewheeling comedy, and they graduate summa cum laude in both departments.
All right. I've always wondered, it's just weird to me, an album that has like a blurb on it, why you should buy this album.
They all used to, man.
Yeah.
Like in that era, it was all this kind of like, there's like a thesis statement. There's like,
here's what this is about, but
someone should do that.
So yeah,
Tyler the Creator dropped an album today. I'd love to see he would write a great blurb for himself.
He's hilarious.
Walt Disney's Johnny Appleseed.
Huh. Okay.
Which includes the hits as "The Lord is Good to." I'm going to be sampling this shit.
Oh yeah, definitely. You're gonna use.
You know how Immortal
sampler.
Technique sampled Pinocchio? I Got No Strings.
Yeah.
So I think this
You're gonna
be a
be
similar vibe.
Yeah, I bet there's something racist on there.
I hope so. It's not Song of the South, but I hope I can find something.
That'll be something.
Vivian Lee reads The Tale of Jemima Puddle Duck.
See, I know that's going to be racist too, but I do want to kind of hear The Tale of Jemima Puddle Duck.
Fuck that. I'm going to the deep cut, the B-side, The Tale of Mrs. Tiggywinkle.
Wow.
And then finally, most offensively, but I'm sure I can find some ironic content on here to sample, Mantovani playing the theme from Exodus.
All right. Okay. I like it.
Also has a theme from A Summer Place and I Love Paris and The Sound of Music. But, it's that This Land Is Mine. God gave this land to me vibe.
Hell yeah.
On the Mantovani violin that is really, really attracting me. So
I like it.
I'll tell you what I find.
I've still never seen Exodus.
Me neither. We need to do
I know
a Bad Hasbara watch.
Yeah,
bad
Cole Noah version of that. We need to. Especially they brought it up in the I think second or first season of Mad Men, and we talked about it.
That's right.
There was but I was like, I need to see this goddamn movie because Mad Men did a whole episode about it.
That's right.
So that's what's spinning in the world of Daniel. And Daniel likes to spin. Speaking of spinning, we have a guest who does music, who spins many records. And
he causes others to spin records.
That's right. In fact, I have some of one of the tracks. Daniel, should I play it now?
Yeah, let's play it before we bring him on.
Yeah.
And then we'll ask him about it. So this is a new track. Unreleased, as of yet. This is an exclusive.
Oh, Bad Hasbara
exclusive Bad Hasbara drop. All the air horns.
Mm-hmm. Hold on. Do I have an air horn?
You're emotionally damaged.
Nope. I really got to update this. Hold on. Maybe this is the air horn. Nope, that's not it. Nope. Hold on.
I want you to come.
No, I do not have it. I'll get an air horn going at some point, but for now, this is our air horn.
I want you to come.
Okay.
That's great. And we're all going to come as we listen to a verse from our guest's new track, Main Character Energy. Let's drop it.
The red or blue pill, Mr. Big Shot. I will keep it real. One time for Philistine, fuck Israel. Buddha bring them horns like Israfil. Anti-hero, independent is our deal. They say the West is the best, but that is not real. You can't click my reel. Paint Arabs as your enemy. Anti-hero, main character energy. It's not an anthem, it's a spiritual battle. How could I care for beef when they kill us like cattle? I will slap them in the mouth like their uncle, you cowards. You an inside job like two crumbling towers. Your life isn't a movie, I'm anti-B-roll. I fear no man, I'm the anti-hero. You big,
that is great.
Fire bars from our guest.
I love
you can fade
it.
that out. Yeah. So that's fire lyrics from our guest, live from Montreal, Quebec.
Mm-hmm.
The multimedia artist, rapper, and professor, it turns out, of hip hop at Concordia University. Please welcome to the show, Narcy, aka Yassine.
What's up?
Welcome,
what's
sir.
Up? Hey guys, how you
doing?
I'm good. You? How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. That was fire. As the kids say, that slapped. Do kids still say slapped?
I don't know if they still say. I don't think you can slap anything anymore.
Oh man, nothing's ever since woke took over.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't even slap.
No
tracks.
physical contact.
Yeah, everyone's still on Zoom. No one's slapping anything. That was amazing. That's incredible.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Inside job like two crumbling towers. Come on.
I mean, listen, the time's called for an anti-hero. We need somebody that's You know, we don't need Superman. We need something else.
That's
So
right.
tell us about the project. Is it an album? What are you releasing soon? And yeah, what's the vibe?
On the 25th, we have an album called No Smoking Allowed coming out with a producer from Montreal by the name of Buddha Blaze. He did all the beats on the record. Buddha was actually integral in my career. He was my DJ for a long time. Then he connected me with a Tribe Called Red, and we did the thing with Yasin. So he's like,
that's where I first heard you on the
RED
track,
yeah.
and I saw you perform it live with Tribe Called Red in Brooklyn.
Oh shit! Really? Oh shit! And we could have met. We could have met that day, but we didn't. We chose not to.
It took a while later.
So yeah, No Smoking Allowed. It's out on vinyl right now through my bookshop and stuff. You can get it there, and then we're gonna figure out where to put it online since all DSP owners are fucking warmongers. We got to figure out where to release the music digitally. So,
yeah. Unfortunately, it's not. There's. I mean, I remember when Tidal came out.
Yeah, but I mean that's Jay-Z. So let's not even get into that. I don't want Rock Nation. You know, Rock Nation controls the world. I'm not trying to get in trouble.
Yeah, right. But I remember thinking like, oh, good, finally a competitor. And then now I'm just like, I just don't know. Can someone normal make a streaming platform for music, please?
What did Yasin Bey say in his version of Jay-Z's Takeover? It was called the
Rape
Over.
Over.
He said, what 6 foot Israelis are running this rap shit?
Yeah.
Talking about Liorco and
tall white Israelis running this.
tall white Israelis
is what he actually said. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, maybe drop. We start dropping it on physical product, but there's got to be. We just need to bring back LimeWire and shit like that. The free music shit that Metallica killed.
Yeah.
Metallica destroyed.
Thanks, Lars.
Thanks, guys.
Napster.
You fucking Danish douchebag. Yasin, you're Iraqi Canadian, yes?
Yes, I am.
So how did?
But I identify as Sumerian. Just to let you know, I identify as a Sumerian. Yeah. Just to let you guys know.
I love that.
Yeah.
You better respect that.
Wasn't Gozer the Gozerian Sumerian as well?
Possibly. I've never met them, but
if he's goes so what he's doing, I'll tell you, Narcy. He is doing a Ghostbusters 2 or Ghostbusters
1.
Yeah. Ghostbusters 1 reference, which he does.
Oh shit! Okay. Well, see, I saw Ghostbusters 2, but saw Ghostbusters 1, but I'm a Ghostbusters 2 guy. I'm an 80s guy, so
Yeah,
because that's what hit me. I got hit with It Was Written before I got hit with Illmatic, so I got hit with Ghostbusters 2 before Ghostbusters 1.
Same.
Wow.
Same actually. Yeah. I
thought
Ghostbusters. I also got hit with a Weekend at Bernie's 2 before I saw Weekend at Bernie's 1.
I never knew there was a 2. That's crazy.
When I saw, so in Weekend at Bernie's 2, Bernie, he gets up and walks on his own through voodoo magic whenever he hears a steel drum.
Is this for real? Or
100% serious. So when I saw Weekend at Bernie's 1 and saw there was no voodoo magic in it, I said, well, what's the point of this? Why would I watch this movie? So
why would I go back?
Why am I watching this movie if it's not co-opting Haitian culture?
Exactly.
Okay, so you identify as Sumerian. How does a Sumerian kid born in Montreal?
No, I was raised in Montreal, but I was born in Dubai.
Born in Dubai. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
How does he find himself in the Montreal hip hop scene, and how does that dovetail with, clash with, or what's the confluence of that with your activism and speaking out publicly about things like what we're going to talk about today?
Yeah, I mean, I moved back to Montreal end of 1999, first year 2000. So I hit university when I was 18 in 2000, 2001, 9/11 happened. I was rapping with my boys already. And then, my career my career path took off. And in a way I was studying during the day and then recording at Concordia at night. So
you were there at the same time as my brother, yeah?
Yeah, I was there when Aaron was there. So that whole group of people were who I was surrounded by. And obviously I woke up to a lot of things and educated myself on so much, from stuff like the PNAC to conspiracy theories to Day of Judgment, Islam stuff to all the political stuff I was studying.
Everything you need to lace
lace bars with. Exactly. So all that shit was going into my music. And then when America went to war with Saddam, I will say, my career just kind of became a mission more than like a commercial quest. It became like a cultural. I became an ambassador within hip hop for my community. There aren't many Iraqi MCs, right? So it just kind of took off from there. Started meeting people and navigating independently through the industry in the States and Europe, and here I am 20 years later, man.
And this is kind of an inside hockey question. I mean, I don't know if non-Canadians will be interested in this, but how did that?
Well, I'm already thrown off.
Yes,
You're like,
this is sort of an inside curling question, but
There's only baseball. You can only get inside one sport.
what did that do for your chances of being, say, covered by, hip national media like whatever CBC FM, like because there were Canadian rappers like Chaos and Kanan and was it Shad who
Shad.
Shad, who were getting a fair amount of play, and they had like some social commentary, but I'm guessing it wasn't quite as strident as what you were putting out there. Did you get covered by mainstream Canadian culture media?
I mean, yeah, in the beginning of my career, it was more like, oh, look at these young Iraqis that are doing peaceful things compared to their people back home. So it was, and we were very much aware of the kind of coverage that we were getting differently to our peers in the city. Obviously, like top line news media was covering us at a very young age, and we had to develop an awareness and like a media training that we did through our education and comm studies on how to speak to these people and how to get the message through. It wasn't really like hip hop or music press that was covering us at the time. And still till this day in my career. And then, they started asking me to write like op-eds for CNN and Huffington Post and all these different spaces I started writing for as an Iraqi voice to get our perspective through as a nuanced perspective and not like this black and white thing, right? But then I went through like a very personal loss, and I delved deeper into the music as opposed to just the political mission. And that's when I started getting more hip-hop coverage for my work, was when the message was still there, but it wasn't at the forefront of the imagery and the visuals that were coming out, right? So yeah, I mean, I've always been independent, and you can imagine like it's nothing new for us to face any public scrutiny for our work, or even just be ignored and not covered. That's always been a part of the journey, Yeah.
Have you found any, recent pushback? I mean, right now, in terms of artists speaking out publicly, we're at a very interesting point where you're seeing essentially people having their entire brand and band and whatever their act is being promoted by people who are trying to take them down, like Bob Villain or Kneecap. Just the more they're attacked, the more everyone's like, what's this band about? Have you in any ways like felt any of these consequences? Have you been targeted?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm at a point in my career where I stopped chasing the music industry and even like starting to research the ties to festivals and platforms that music comes out on. And so I really distanced myself from that kind of public consumption of my work early on. And I think maybe because I'm deep in that journey of being silenced at a very young age, that I know how to navigate differently. And what Kneecap did and what Bob Villain did is admirable, and I think there are many, many Arab artists that have also been doing that for a long time that aren't in the public sphere or on these stages to have that moment in public. And I think that it just shows that actually the censorship is pervasive. It doesn't have to do with where you're from only, because for us it was like it's something you have to think about before you go out and do the work, right? And yeah, I mean, I was working on a TV show at the end of the pandemic and I got somewhere where I was like pitching a TV show to a production company in Toronto, and they literally canceled my meeting after looking at my social media, and they called me, they called me all the things that they call an Arab artist that's pro-Palestinian.
Yes.
So yes, definitely. And I felt the pressure from many sides, even from students and all types of different places. You know, I'm still in the stomping grounds of Concordia, where, you know, the opposite side is rampant too. You know.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I imagine. I mean, it's almost like you're in two different professions that are liable to get you yelled at, and one of them obviously being music, the other being a professor. Obviously college campuses are places where you've got all sorts of different voices speaking out, and then of course you've got a lot of Zionist voices right now, at least in America, throughout college campuses, doing their best to silence students. As a professor, is there any worry for yourself, regarding your own political stances?
And
No.
and in particular, what's the vibe like at Concordia? I mean, Concordia was the site of one of the most major North American and earliest protests against Netanyahu visiting in 2000.
He didn't get in at the time. We got gassed, but he didn't get in. I think, like, you know, it's very interesting. I think I've created a protective bubble around my practice that I've never held back on my perspective on these things. It's always been a part of my journey. So the institution knows who I am. They know what I believe in. And it's always been a pro-humanity stance for my people first, and then everybody that's, with us in the cause, obviously. And I think, like, knowing that the university or the people within the institution that have to regulate any sort of criticism know who I am and know how, they know I'm coming from a positive intention place, and I'm not a rebel rouser in that sense. So I've had conversations, and they've protected me. Now, does the institution at the top line invest in things that we don't believe in? Yes. And we discuss those things even in our class content. Being in a hip hop class, I'm actually probably in one of the rawest classes. Like, we have to be the most real we can about the state of the world and politics and our involvement in it. So the pushback has come mostly from students that don't agree with me and have reported me, and I've had to deal with, like, fake reports about myself at that level. The vibe at Concordia is definitely up and down. Like, every semester we have some sort of a strike, whether it be around university fees or around divesting from war and Israel in particular. So it's there, the same vibe that was there when I was studying there. It's just things haven't changed much. So I don't know. You know, I even think, like, form of education and the way we design classes has to change now. You know, like, the way students are processing information is so different. So I try to take my class in a means of an open discussion, but also, like, you got to be real. You can't fake the funk. The students will call you out. So I've been, listen, I taught the Kanye class when he went DEFCON 3 on Twitter, and I had to deal with the fallout of that. It was insane. People treated me like I was part of the team, so
man,
I've dealt with it all.
So this was a class you had already prepared for. You had already had a syllabus out. And then he started going DEFCON 3 on
you can imagine. I wrote this amazing syllabus on Kanye's, like, artistic journey and his albums and, like, the industry and what it does to mental health and public grief and, like, all the shit. And then week 3 on Friday, the day after my class, he tweets that. So I'm like, okay. And then the next 4 weeks, I had to prove that I wasn't an anti-Semite to the world, until things cooled down. Yeah, thank God I wasn't teaching it when he bigged up Hitler, though. That would have been a hard one to get out of. So
well,
needless to say, I'm not teaching Kanye anytime soon because it's unpredictable.
Wait till it cools down. Although now I think just recently there was a new video of him saying how much he dislikes the Palestinians, and I'm like, so he's all over the place. Yeah, he's what do you call it? Just
it's disappointing.
Mentally ill and
listen, we can have a whole discussion about that at another time because I think
true. That's true.
I know too much.
Well, now I want to know more. But I think this will be my smooth transition. When I hear you talk about you and your career, what I hear is integrity. And what I hear is someone standing on principles. And I would like to believe that standing on principles and having integrity is not just for musicians, but it is for also everybody, including politicians. And unfortunately, yeah, you would figure that that would be one of the top 2 qualifications of being an electable person.
Electable maybe, but
yeah, I mean,
not in this system.
Not in practice.
Once you're elected,
yeah, things change. And speaking of faking the funk, someone recently faked the funk, and we're going to talk about AOC. I'm sorry, everyone, for the people out there who are like, no, I don't want to hear more, bad news about AOC. Well, I can't help you there. For some background, for those of you who don't know this story, Congress recently, once again, passed a bill to fund Israel and their beautiful death machine. And Marjorie Taylor Greene, of all people, went to the floor and added an amendment. And it was an amendment to say, okay, if we're going to do this, we at the very least should take away $500 million, which is a paltry sum, but it is still something, and not fund the Iron Dome. And AOC voted no on this, despite the fact that it is, going to deprive Israel of $500 million in funding for the Iron Dome.
Now, to be clear, did she vote no on the original?
She voted no on the original.
Okay.
She voted no on the original resolution.
Well, that's good.
Which is good. And then voted no on the Marjorie Taylor Greene amendment. The people who voted yes alongside Marjorie Taylor Greene are Thomas Massey of
Republican.
Republican Kentucky, and then 4 Democrats: Al Green of Texas, different guy.
Let's stay together.
He's dying to be alone.
Summer Lee, who is awesome. Ilhan, of course, and Rashida, of course, the goats. So those were the Congress people who voted yay on this. And everyone else voted nay. Was something like 429 voted nay out of, out of 435. So she got yelled at a lot. First, I want to play Marjorie Taylor Greene talking about this amendment before she presented it. Before the vote, she said this.
Bombed a Catholic church in Gaza, and that an entire population is being wiped out as they continue their aggressive war in Gaza. My amendment would strike $500 million in funding for nuclear-armed Israel's missile defense system. The U.S. already provides Israel with $3.8 billion annually in foreign aid. $3.8 billion, that's a lot of money. Additionally,
I'm sorry, I don't know who added the fucking background music. Totally unnecessary.
Yeah,
it's just like, you don't need to make it dramatic. God damn.
This is not exactly Mon Mothma. She's not going to have to run out the back and be escorted to a ship by Cassian Andor.
Yeah. This is her just being like, well, what if we took a little bit of the money away?
24 security supplemental included $8.7 billion for Israel. Even though Israel, nuclear-armed Israel, has universal health care for their citizens and subsidized college for their citizens. They're able to provide that. However, here in America, we're $37 trillion in debt. My amendment will ensure an America First Department of Defense, and that is exactly what we need and we haven't had for a very long time.
Okay, well, first of all, your amendment doesn't do that much.
No.
Secondly, I wish right-wingers didn't feel the need to constantly foreground the attacks on Christians and Catholics that Israel does in order to try to garner sympathy for their opposition to Israel. But at this point, what are you going to do? Whatever it takes.
First of all, America needs a new accountant. How are you always in debt and selling so many bombs, bro? Get your shit in order. Stop buying sneakers and get your shit in order. You're $37 trillion in debt. I just don't get it. I don't get America.
Look, if America's not happy with the services that Weinberg, Goldstein, and Schwartzman certified accountants are providing, We can always recommend several of our cousins.
All right.
Crazy, bro.
Ooh. Well, listen, I look at that and I can't help but just like throw my hands up and just like disgust and despair at the fact that like Marjorie Taylor Greene, who is you say, oh, well, she's trying to garner support by being like, hey, they bombed Christians. We're all Christians. We like Christians. I think that is genuine with her. She is someone who is listen, her being against Israel may or may not stem from her fear of Jewish space lasers. We know this about her. The problem I have is not that people like her exist. The problem I have is that we have an opposition party that has no idea how to fight these people. They have no idea how to take an issue that at this point, the vast majority of Americans agree with, like Israel should not be constantly armed by us. They don't know how to take that ball and run with it or build a coalition around it. Instead, they cower in fear and allow the right wing. They allow Marjorie Taylor fucking Greene to be the one who is going to put forth the amendment to try to neuter just a fraction of the funding. And to me, I look at this as like completely unforgivable. Like, why? This is the main problem that I had. Yes, the CrossFit sex lady.
Who's that? Her?
Yeah, she loves CrossFit, and she is. I don't know too much of the lore around her and fucking, but I'm sure it's gross.
Adam's been getting into some strange subgenres.
Yeah. It's his porn history is weird. That's all.
Let's ask the question though. Like, okay, let's put ourselves in AOC's Louboutins. Okay, let's put ourselves in her red bottoms and think to ourselves, why would I vote what I voted? What are the possible like A, B, C options or all of the above of why?
Yes.
Well, let's hear what she had to say about it, because she took to Twitter to try to preempt anyone's opposition.
Right.
And she did so. And this is the thing with AOC. It's one thing to compromise, to play the game, to be cynical, to be cowed by the lobby, which you claim not to be cowed by because you don't take any of their money. But that's not the only way in which the lobby works in Washington. But then the thing that bothers me with her is that the way she throws her colleagues who do stand
under the bus.
Under
the bulldozer.
Yeah.
And number two, the way she insults the intelligence of her left-wing critics who have always been the people that have carried
her. Yes. So
let's look at that.
This is what she had to say about it. Daniel, you read.
Marjorie Taylor Greene's amendment does nothing to, and I'm just glad she tweeted it rather than doing like
one of the sit-down videos.
Influencer version of it.
A TikTok video at home.
One of them tic-tac-toe.
One of those tic-tac-toe. One of those videos while she's at home preparing mocktails or something like that. Anyway, back to it. Marjorie Taylor Greene's amendment does nothing to cut off offensive aid to Israel, nor end the flow of U.S. munitions being used in Gaza. Of course, I voted against it. Okay, so that's the premise of this objection, is that it didn't go far enough.
Right.
And I am not a half-stepper. I am not going to vote for some amendment that doesn't amend enough.
Girl, every dollar counts, girl. Every bomb.
Right.
Every cent.
But that's the Hasbara. She's doing, this is AOC Bara. It's like she is going to explain to us why actually what she's doing is the most pro-Palestine position, which is a lot of mental gymnastics.
What it does do, MTG's amendment, is cut off defensive Iron Dome capacities while allowing the actual bombs killing Palestinians to continue. Okay, so now she's introducing a new premise here, which is that there is such a thing as purely defensive aid to Israel, military aid.
Yes.
Or even financial, that it's possible to support Israel at all. And we'll see this in all of the brilliant replies to her.
Yes.
They immediately pointed out it's transparently ridiculous.
Yeah.
I have long stated that I do not believe that adding to the death count of innocent victims to this war is constructive to its end. That is a simple and clear difference of opinion that has long been established. Between who and who, AOC?
I don't know.
Who are
Herself
you
and
differentiating?
herself.
Herself and herself.
Yes.
But currently, herself and say someone like Rashida Tlaib.
Yes.
Or Ilhan Omar,
Yes.
who
Yeah.
clearly see that the so-called defensive capacities of the Iron Dome are actually ways of immunizing Israel against consequence. You don't provide defensive aid to a genocidal regime that's actively, what you're doing is allowing them to do more genocide without consequences.
Yeah.
I remain focused on cutting the flow of U.S. munitions that are being used to perpetuate the genocide in Gaza. I'm sure you're working tirelessly towards that very attainable goal.
Yes.
I agree with that final statement, but not in the way that you're trying to get at it. Listen,
go
ahead. No, you go ahead first.
Okay. Well, she added to it on Blue Sky, which is, I love the liberal safe haven of Blue Sky.
Yeah.
Where it's just like sanctuary. All right. So, and she added
Stephen Colbert.
Oh, she did the short. She did the ChatGPT version on Blue Sky. She just shortened it.
Well, this is her quote tweeting what she had previously written and adding to it here in a reply. I also voted no on the full bill, which includes this appropriation. So a lot of people are being reactive to things they aren't fully reading. And then
that's always her flex. You haven't fully read it. You don't fully understand the game I'm playing.
Yes. And there was an AOC reply guy who just summed up what the PR strategy is around this sort of media fiasco, at least in left media fiasco of people being against her, voting no against this. She voted no on giving any money to Israel. The amendment was essentially like, we give them money, but only for defense. The answer is still no, as it should be. Voting yes to make the bill more palatable increases the chances of it passing, and we don't want that. That's why MGT made the amendment. So just to be clear, the accusation there is actually MGT, Marjorie Taylor Greene, wants to fund Israel and wants to make it more palatable by, appealing to the left wing of the Congress. Like it's so galaxy brained.
This is it's like 5-dimensional chess, but it's also poker. So you're like, checkmate, but it's a bluff.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but say what you will about Marjorie Taylor Greene and in all of her most bigoted, disgusting opinions that exist. I think trying to call into question her being against funding Israel is ridiculous when you compare it to all of the AOC, who has chances to be a leader on this issue and chooses not to over and over and over again. You can't, I'm sorry, it sucks that you're ceding ground to Marjorie Taylor Greene. That sucks, but that's not.
You guys just don't understand the game she's playing. Okay?
You can't spin that.
She's going to be inaugurated president in January of 2029.
I mean,
okay. She
fine.
just is. That's what's going to happen. All right. She is our next president. And she needs to get there in order to do that. And when she gets there, boy, oh boy, you bet she's going to buck the lobby.
Yeah.
She's sure going to cut off that military aid to Israel. But she can't do it, guys, unless she can get there. And if she votes yes to cut off Iron Dome funding, then people are going to call her an Israeli baby killer. And
that's right.
And she doesn't want to deal with that.
Yeah.
I'll be honest in saying that I think that I always see parables between politicians and artists in the public sphere and sponsorships they take and not thinking about where the money comes from, just so they can slowly go up to the levels to get to the level they want to get at. Yes. Your ego gets attached to it. And unfortunately, there's never been an American politician that has really stood their ground. Besides Rashida and Ilhan, obviously, they're the only two I would say that are still standing ground. Yes. And that's why they're not moving up in the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
And you got to give a shout out to Summer Lee too, because Summer Lee gains nothing from voting yes on this bill. It's like it's for her, it is sticking her neck out more so because of the fact that she is not part of the coalition of. She's like, I guess, squad adjacent. The squad doesn't really exist as a concept anymore.
Yeah.
But you look at that, or you look at Al Green, and again, you can look at the ideological differences between a Thomas Massey voting yes on this and a Rashida Tlaib voting yes on this. They're doing it for separate ideological reasons. One, because they are, genocide is wrong. We shouldn't be killing children. And our support of Israel is a support of genocide. And Thomas Massey is a libertarian Kentuckian who believes in isolationism. At the end of the day, if you're mad at anyone giving credit to right-wing psychopaths like Marjorie Taylor Greene, the people you should be pressuring are people like AOC. These are the 100%. People you should be yelling at, because they are the ones who are abdicating responsibility in leadership in terms of these issues. Like, this is an issue we do need leadership on if you are on the left. And if you're someone who still believes in the Democratic Party, then why aren't you you should be yelling at AOC. I'm sorry.
She is the leader of the flip-flop mode squad.
I think, these I don't know which side of the spectrum you want to say they are, left or right, but the good looking ones are always the they're the ones that always get you, like Trudeau, and they're always like, oh,
could have
done it, bro.
We gotta be careful. We gotta be careful with Zoran, because he's very handsome. He's such a snack,
Yeah, I know. It is.
Keep it thorough.
Yeah, you gotta. And there was a lot of responses, Daniel, if you want to read some of the responses.
Yeah, and many friends of the podcast, many former guests chimed in very ably, better than we can. I'll start with your old college buddy, Yassine, my brother Aaron, who said, if you recognize that Israel is committing a genocide, why are you voting in favor of giving it $500 million for anything?
Yep. Big facts.
Meanwhile, wife of the pod, Francesca Fiorentini, said,
my wife.
You knew it wasn't going to pass, so why not take a stand against military aid to Israel, even if sponsored by Green? Your progressive colleagues, far more vulnerable than you, stood on business against genocide. You got to buck the liberal Zionist lobbyists in your ear.
Yeah.
It's not just lobbyists. I'm sure it's staffers too.
Well, I think it's staffers. I think it's lobbyists. I think it's an entire bubble at this point that DC. Obviously DC lives in a bubble in various ways, but the fact that she looks at any complaints about this is essentially like, oh, just a bunch of Twitter people don't know what they're talking about. And it's like, no, pretty much the entire left, the spectrum of the left media sphere is chiding you for this. And it's not
just
because...
tell us the truth. Yeah,
I know.
The truth.
Just be honest.
Just
and stop trying to spin.
It'd be much better.
Yeah.
Some other friends of the pod chimed in. Felix Biederman from Chapo.
Yeah.
This was, even Hassan Piker, who recently interviewed AOC and is generally pretty congenial towards her, commented on how ridiculous it was. Felix was not quite so cordial. Truly and shockingly stupid, beyond the nonsensical distinction between defensive and offensive weaponry. Gee, this state of constant warfare with neighboring countries is putting us in so many self-defense situations. Why is this one country entitled to free refills? Yeah. It's fucking insane. You'd think it was in the Bill of Rights. Israel has enough resources at its disposal for universal health care. Here's MTG's point, a relatively gigantic military, and the Haredi Dole program, which is the handouts to the Orthodox.
Yes.
Do they just deserve free interceptor missiles more than other countries? And then he says, I don't even think this is cynicism. AOC isn't a cynic. She's fucking stupid. I think this is an open question. Maybe she's both.
It's hard.
A true cynic seeking to become the standard bearer of the electoral left would at least recognize the moment they're in. This is just pure idiocy and cowardice.
Yes.
Finally...
Yes.
Josh Edinger Mentum chimed in. People
Crazy
should ask
name.
politicians, who support these bills why we aren't funding a state-of-the-art air defense system for Russia too. Russian bodies in space is also in danger because of ongoing conflicts. Don't we care about their civilians too? And Felix said we could even compromise. They only get free refills through the end of the year.
Yeah. I mean, he's making so many like great points there, but like one of the points that he makes, I think, is really important, which is like, AOC, is she a cynic? Is she stupid? And I agree completely that there's this thing where I'm like, and I've said this since, the beginning of this podcast, which is it feels like the Democratic Party in so many other ways uses like populism and popular things on the left cynically and to their electoral advantage, only to then drop it later. Lies about stuff in order to get you to vote and then switches positions. The fact that there's not even a lie, you know what I mean? The fact that it's just this like constant like, I don't need to worry about this portion of the left that wants me to, vote against Israel at all times. The fact that you're not even going to take advantage of the fact that, I mean, especially this is a constituency that props you up constantly since 2018. And just to say, nah, fuck that. I'm just going to do something that is lose-lose.
I've got these people in the bag is her philosophy. But you saw it at the DNC, the fact that she thought she can get on that stage and say what she said while there were Palestinians protesting outside, that they wouldn't be given a platform on stage.
Right.
You must think you can't lose these people.
Right, but these are all learning moments, right? To me, as a human being who learns things as I go, who has machine learning technology deep in my brain, I would go, well, that was a very embarrassing moment when I did that. And then it was later revealed that they were not working tirelessly at all. In fact, they were allowing Israel to do whatever they wanted. Like, that's when I go, okay, well, I'm going to have to maybe gain back some of the trust after that fiasco. Also, the fact that Kamala lost. There's none of that. I'm telling you, there's a bubble. It is like she must be kind of stupid, maybe. I mean, I feel mean saying that. But I also I don't see how any of this is smart. Is it not lose-lose? She doesn't gain anything.
I think
she loses everything.
She's too deep in the sauce, bro.
You know,
she's too deep in the game. So it's like, I think we should just, at this point too, like this far into the genocide in Gaza, you're going to vote this way. It's like, no, swipe left, girl.
I know. And it's like, especially now there's this new thing that I've been noticing in terms of where the libs stand on this, which is admission that there's a genocide going on, and then tell you, but you're not smart enough to understand my position, how I fight it, because you're looking at how I fight it and are stupidly thinking that it is the exact same position as, say, a coward who would never call this a genocide. You know what I mean? And the fact is, once you start, this is a genocide, you can't then say, but there's nuances and there's ways to do this and there's procedure. It's like, no,
correct.
If you truly believe this is a genocide,
it changes everything.
Why would you give $500 million extra when you could vote no, even if you knew it was going to pass already? It's like crazy to me.
That's right.
AOC, tell us the truth. AOC, I know you're watching.
Yeah, AOC.
What's
going
it?
on? Who is telling you to vote this way?
Who's on the list? Come on.
Yes. Yeah, come on. Exactly. Let me see those files.
Come on, let me
responses.
know. Who's got the
Adam made a similar point that Edinger did. If providing defensive weapons this is Adam Johnson from Citations Needed. If providing defensive weapons in no way confers support for an offensive campaign, which you call a genocide, then does this mean you would vote in favor of an Iron Dome for Iran or Russia? If the goal is abstract protections of civilians, regardless of context. Some people eschewed, careful debunking and analysis for just a gut response. Christian Smalls, who's currently on the new flotilla with our boy Jacob Berger.
That's right.
This is the shut down Amazon guy. Christian Smalls from Staten Island says, Fuck the Iron Dome. How about that? Stand on business.
Yeah, for
SMH.
real.
For real.
Big time.
Yeah.
Mohammed El Kurd said, "You're a pathetic, spineless shell of a
That's
person."
my guy, man, right there. Bro. Boom.
Ever since
Yes.
talking to him, I now hear everything in his like deadpan.
Yeah.
And so it's 10 times funnier.
Yeah.
It's just like the way he said this was so slow
Yeah.
and like smooth. He said, "You are a pathetic, spineless shell of a person." That's how he said it. And I love it. I love it.
And then he might follow it up with, "But what do I know? I only had half my home stolen by Jewish settlers." Kyle Kalinske, who's always been one of the more AO sympathetic people,
yeah.
said this is pathetic.
Mm-hmm.
Caitlin Johnstone said, "I don't give the mass shooter guns and ammunition. I just bought him a bulletproof vest so nobody could stop the massacre."
Yeah,
Crazy.
Great point. And then I saw one, easier to rob a bank if you're wearing body armor, 100%.
True.
And then I saw one really bad take from Zaid Jalani, who sometimes is just contrarian for the sake of it.
Yeah.
He says, "A lot of leftists are mad at AOC about this, but MTG basically doesn't support any foreign aid. That was the motivation behind the amendment.
Okay.
If you're a critic of Israel, then you probably don't want to just cut off Israel entirely, as that might prompt them to act even more insane."
Yeah, then they'll run out of weapons, and then things will slow down.
But they might go crazy and start doing war crimes.
Yeah. Like
They might
have them
really
crazy.
piss them off.
Yeah.
And then he continues, "America needs to maintain leverage over Israel in order to influence its behavior.
No.
That would mean strategic pressure on things like future arms sales, sanctions on ministers, trade deals, loans, etc. MTG has a different idea of just extricate entirely."
What? Listen, you can't talk about leverage and just be like, every time someone's like, "Hey, can we use that leverage?" You're like, "No, but then we don't have no more leverage." what are we doing? here?
Sorry, bro. Leverage fund,
Yeah.
we don't have enough. We got to save it for when we're really going to use it.
Yeah,
Wink, wink.
yeah. No. We got to wait for a few more dozens of people to be killed per day. What we need is let's give it a nice 200,000, and then we go, "Hey guys, guess what? No more Iron Dome. Everything else. Also, is he suggesting that because Marjorie Taylor Greene doesn't believe in funding anything, any foreign power, is he saying that's a bad thing?
Exactly. It's like, well, she's an irrational kook, right? You don't want to listen to her. She's got this weird idea that we shouldn't be funding foreign war crimes committing regimes, or that we should be not funding any regimes. Maybe we should be feeding our own people or whatever. Don't listen to her. That's coming from a weird place.
That is such a crazy take. That is
Totally take it. Crazy.
Oh
People
my
are
God.
nuts. First of all, let's stop calling these politicians with rapper names. Let's stop calling them AOC and MTG, and let's stop giving them acronyms, for God's sakes. That's reserved for Wu-Tang and good people. Second of all, these people are nuts.
Yes, they are insane, completely insane. Yeah, I mean, it just, I can't look at this anymore when it comes to her and not start getting this deep sinking feeling about her 28 run, because
Is she running?
Oh,
Is she running?
everyone is,
you
everyone
better
is,
believe it.
Everyone is saying this, and I don't, I don't know whether or not it's true. All I know is that it is just, I'm already exhausted. I'm already exhausted at the idea that she's going to run, and the line will be, "Well, but she agrees with you on everything else. She's the closest to you politically in all these different ways. And just because..."
So was Kamala.
Well, right. But beyond that, it's like, guys, this issue is one of those things where I'm sorry, but I will judge your political IQ by it. If you are unable to stand up and say out loud that not only is this a genocide, but they don't deserve any funding, if you are constantly voting strategically for pro-Israel lobby positions one after the other, then I just don't trust in your ability to it's beyond I don't trust you as a person. Like, I don't trust any politician as a person, but I just don't trust your ability to know whether or not, like, you're not going to win. That's how I feel. You are completely not a genuine person, and at this point I don't think you have a single chance of winning. I just don't. And so I'm like, instead we're going to spend months and months with people yelling, saying you should be supporting AOC, and I'm just like, she has to earn it. I'm sorry, she has to earn this goddamn support. I'm just so tired of preemptively throwing entire groups of people under the bus, like literally under the bulldozer, and acting like that's an okay thing to do. Like, I'm sorry.
And it's also, it's just pure narcissism, and not the good kind, not the narcissism. It's Narcy goes by, you go by the narcissist, right? Sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, listen, she's constantly telling us to read more. She probably just needs to read the room, please.
Yeah, exactly.
Said. Exactly. We can probably go to break on that now.
I know, that was too perfect to not go to
Cheers.
break. Cheers to you. I'm going to drink this coffee, and
drink this
everyone
water
out
real
there,
quick.
You are also cheersing to that wonderful line, and cheers more as you listen to these ads. So stick around. We'll be right back. And we're back. This is Bad Hasbara, the world's most moral podcast. We're here with Narcy. What's up, Narcy?
What's up, bro?
Oh, nothing. Just, live
Just
my
the
life.
end of the world.
Just the end of the world. Just podcasting through it all.
Yeah,
through all the death and destruction, and trying to live.
Yassine, do you know Josh Dolgan from the Montreal music scene?
Yeah, of course I know.
So-called.
Josh.
He was my roommate in fourth year.
No way. I'm on like three of his albums. I played the voice of the rabbit in his season play.
Yeah,
he wrote the only character that got shot was my character.
You wrote this crazy musical with puppets and shit.
Yeah. I was the Red Rabbit, season 1.
Oh, amazing!
I love that. I love it. Yeah. Well, you guys are talking some deep Canada stuff here. You guys,
Yeah, Josh samples old Yiddish shit. He did a Passover hip hop Haggadah album, which is great for Passover. Yeah,
I love it. Yeah. Well,
worked with Fred Wesley from the JBs. Anyway,
yeah, still
glad to know you know him.
We have some Canada stuff to talk about.
Hell yeah!
Yeah, this is an article from the Times of Israel. And the article
Times of Israel is great because they always post shit that, like, because it's such a weird, like hardcore right wing niche Zionist thing that they're a treasure trove, because they'll post things that like are delightful always for us to discover.
Yeah, because they live in so much of a bubble that everything that they write for their audience seems normal. Yeah. But then for anyone who is not a Zionist, you're reading this and you're going, this is hilariously sincere. And so here is this article. It is, I'm afraid to go home. Canadian IDF soldiers fear fallout from war crimes probe.
Okay, wait a second. I'm afraid to go home. First and foremost, let's start with those 5 words. Yeah. So you're not from Israel.
Yeah.
What are you doing over there?
Yeah, what are you doing in Israel?
Fighting for my homeland.
Isn't there supposed to be a place you're able to go to not be afraid of?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good point. Well, if you're afraid to go home, you can always stay, which, keep in mind, that is the, insane. Subconsciously, what's the through line through this. It's like, why even go home, guys? They're only going to prosecute you. Make more babies.
Your occupation may be the problem here.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, your occupation is occupation.
Jews have always faced persecution. Now we have to face prosecution too.
Yes.
For things we did.
Wow.
All right, here we go. Should I read this in a Canadian accent? No.
Please don't.
Yeah.
I'd rather die.
Natty Huberman is a crazy name too. Yeah. There's some crazy names out there.
When Natty Huberman was given back his phone in March after weeks of reserve duty on Israel's northern front. Hold on. that's discrimination against Canadians. They don't seem to take away any Israeli-born soldiers' phones.
Yeah, that's an interesting.
When they're serving in Gaza.
Yeah, I love they sneak them into Gaza like they're sneaking it into prison, because in a way,
that a hazing ritual just for the Canucks? He was inundated with messages from friends about a website he'd never heard of. People were texting me saying, "Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out." Your name is on it, he said. It was findidfsoldiers.net.
I'm sorry.
They couldn't get the .com. They couldn't
link
get
in the episode description.
They couldn't get the .com is great.
They couldn't.
The .com is a dating website.
Yes.
The
Find
.net.
IDF soldier if you want to date an IDF soldier.
Yeah, exactly.
A site created in February by Davide Mastracchi,
That's
a Canadian journalist who has harshly criticized Israel, accusing it of orchestrating a, air quotes, planned genocide in Gaza. Where did he get the idea?
Harsh. That's some harsh criticism.
crazy.
Mastracchi, an editor for an outlet called The Maple, aimed to identify Canadians who had fought for the Israel Defense Forces, either during the current war or previously. At the time, Huberman said the exposure felt disturbing, but marginal. Then in June, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, RCMP, the Mounties, announced that it had opened an investigation into matters related to the Israel-Hamas armed conflict, with the possibility of uncovering a perpetrator of core international crimes, such as genocide, war crimes, or crimes against humanity.
So
You gotta love Canadians. They're just like, listen, we're just gonna look into this.
Yeah,
if you don't mind.
we're just trying to check it out.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see what this is all about.
Are they still mounted? Those police? What do they ride?
A boot
horses?
face!
Stupid.
Listen, the RCMP have great fits. Their outfits, the guys that are still on horses, the fits are crazy.
They're really good. My favorite RCMP fit is when they put the sock around their penis and balls and did "Give It Away, Give It Away."
What?
Oh, sorry, that's Red Hot Chili Peppers. That's RCCP. My bad, y'all. My bad. Americans would have loved that joke. All right.
Yes.
No.
Sure,
I'm
goddamn
into it.
Canadian.
I'm into it,
guys.
but I'm just remembering the. I mean, Mounties have become sort of a cultural joke.
Yeah.
But let's not forget they were the Canadian version of the horseback riding overseers who would catch slaves. I mean,
Right.
The Mounties were created to
Do genocide politely.
do genocide very politely and courteously
Right.
against Canada's Indigenous people. So
That's right.
Anyway, in previous years, the RCMP has conducted similar investigations relating to crimes against or by Canadians in the context of other foreign conflicts, including in Rwanda and the former Yugoslavia. But this is the first time Canadian authorities have launched a war crimes-related probe connected to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, a development that has generated particular anxiety within Canada's Jewish community, which has documented a rise in anti-Semitism since the October 7th, 2023 attack. Jesse Brown mentioned in the Times of Israel.
Yes.
You know who I'm talking about, Narcy? Canada land.
Oh yeah.
Never mind. The
I have
less
so
said, the
much to
better.
say. I'm just holding on right now.
Yeah. Hold
Say
on for
it.
dear
Say
life.
it. Say it.
I mean, first of all, coming from the isolated country of Canada currently in the world, you know, I suggest that the government does look into people who go fight in the name of a specific quote unquote religion and kill people in the name of that belief system. Well, let's not call it religion. Let's call it a belief system, right?
Ideology.
Because they did ideology. Yes. They did that with Muslims when they were killing Muslims, quote unquote, in the war on terror. So I think we should use the same kind of tactics to counter any extreme force that may return into Canada and pose a threat to any Canadian. So I'm going to put that on the table. I don't care where they're from. As long as they went and they killed children, they shouldn't be allowed to come back here without at least getting searched as thoroughly as I did for having a rap CD in my bag in 2006, right?
Yeah, 100%. And it's just like, you know, the idea that, certain war crimes investigations are a little touchy. It's just like, to me, I'm like, what is this double standard at this point? What are we doing? It's like, oh, well, the Jewish community here is very nervous because a lot of their, sons are currently in Gaza doing war crimes. It's like, well, I don't know,
Crazy.
man. They
Crazy,
should,
man.
Doing target practice on the testicles of children. Did you see this report?
Yeah.
Every day, the Israeli soldiers pick a different body part to target.
Yeah.
I mean, I swear to God, the investigation into these fuckers needs to be at least as rigorous as it was into Todd Bertuzzi for the illegal cross-check to the back of the head of Steve Moore and the Vancouver Canucks against Colorado Avalanche back in the early 2000s. Am I right, Canadians? You know what I'm saying? This episode is way over your head, Matt. Just take it.
So sorry, I need to translate. The investigation needs to be at least as thorough as the Malice at the Palace investigation after Ron Artest and Steven Jackson jumped into the stands and started punching people.
Meta World Peace, thank you.
Meta World Peace is now his name.
Yeah, and then secondly, like, and this is not to like oppression Olympics anything, but in Canada there has been a serious rise in violence against Muslims in a way that hasn't been seen before in our country, whether you see shootings at mosques or women getting their hijabs pulled or,
I'm sorry, it's not oppression Olympics. It's just the fact to acknowledge that there are different leagues.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
There's different leagues of oppression. Yeah.
And violence against us has been programmed into generations of North Americans as though it is something that needs to be indefensible and like have no limits. Whereas any violence that comes out of that violence, because at the end of the day, all this is happening because of Israel, right?
Yeah.
That we are still held responsible for these things, when they're being
having grown up Jewish in Canada, I can tell you that resentment against Jews has been programmed into the Canadian psyche for a lot of people, mostly not urban Canadians, but distrust, maybe misunderstanding, unfamiliarity with, sometimes hostility to, and maybe perennially swastikas on graveyards and on synagogue doors. My synagogue as a kid was firebombed. No one was hurt. There definitely has been a history of it, but nothing like what you're describing, Narcy. The violence against Jews is not programmed into the Canadian DNA, unless you count the Ukrainian Nazi war criminals that our MPs applaud in Parliament and give standing ovations to.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Yes, you will be arrested. I'm reading this thing you have up on the screen. Yes, you will be arrested at the border. You should be arrested at the border. Like, absolutely.
Yeah, Huberman says it was scary. A dual Canadian-Israeli citizen from Toronto. Choose, motherfucker. Which is it?
Yeah, which one is it? Where's home, bro? Where they took your phone or where you came back with it?
I have no problem with people having dual citizenship. This is, for me, it's not a non-issue that anyone would have dual citizenship.
You should not be eligible to serve in more than one army.
I mean, listen, even if that, I don't even know if I agree with that. Like, to me, Timbits or Shakshuka, one gotta go.
Yeah.
But to me, the issue here is that, is being like the premise of the war that you are fighting in is, and that you are committing war crimes for is essentially like, well, where will Jews go? You can't have. To me, it's that hypocrisy that I find the most offensive. It's serving two armies. Sure, I don't fucking care. Have dual citizenship, whatever. It's not my business. Going around saying I'm scared to go home. You just fought in a place that is also, according to you, your home. So.
Yeah, and you just
how am I supposed to feel about this? Am I supposed to be sad? Am I supposed to be scared for you? You have two homes.
You should not be allowed to incinerate refugees in tents in the winter and then go fucking, water ski in Kelowna, BC in the fucking summer.
Yes.
Or go skiing at Banff. Like, fuck off.
Yeah, at this point,
you don't get war and peace. You get one. Choose.
Yeah, exactly. I just don't think, I just don't think at this point you can make the argument, but it's not fair that other people can commit war crimes and I can't. Like, that's what it feels like to me.
Correct.
You know what? I'm going to flip it back on American and Canadian narrative and say this is Israeli jihadism. They cannot come, you can't bring Israeli jihadists back into the country if that's how you want to look at it.
Yeah,
very good.
Yeah.
They're globalizing.
And I use that word not in the proper term.
No, of course. You're using
yeah.
it in the pejorative term, the way that the war on terror did.
They're globalizing the jihad.
Yes,
Another Canadian IDF reservist on the list who preferred to be referred to as N because he feared legal consequences.
That was me, guys.
Narcy, this is propitious. I didn't realize you were born in Calgary, Alberta, trained to be a rodeo cowboy. N has spent nearly 300 days
My
on
man
reserve
went for
duty.
the long haul.
Yeah. Is that even reserve anymore?
Mostly in
did
Gaza.
America pay him? Did he get American dollars to go do this?
I don't know.
He still has to file those under Canadian law and his taxes.
Yeah, but Alberta tax laws might be more advantageous.
Mm-hmm.
Since the Hamas-led invasion of Israel on October 7th, I hate that they call it a fucking invasion. It was an incursion.
Yeah. It's a jailbreak.
Yeah. Invasions have backup. Invasions are like, okay, we're coming in and we're going to what was the fucking plan? Anyway.
Yeah.
Now he and Huberman are part of a cohort of Canadian Israeli soldiers grappling with the fallout of Ottawa's unprecedented probe. Yeah. I'm sure they inserted some unprecedented probes when they were probably serving at Stay Tayman, am I right?
That's called the Iron Dome.
Yeah.
The investigation has alarmed and confused them, along with other Canadian Jews, at a time of rising anti-Semitism and tense relations between Ottawa and Jerusalem.
This is confusing.
I was supposed to go to Canada next week and told the Times of Israel in July, but after the investigation was announced, I felt afraid to go home.
Crazy. You start with home and you end with home. What are you doing?
Yeah, that's great. Yes. Oh, man. I love the confused. Like, wait. I was told explicitly that I was allowed to go kill those kids over there. And then I try to come home and literally forget anything that just happened. And you're trying to remind me?
All the Canadian Israeli soldiers are up on the nosebleeds of the ice rink yelling, "Ref, you suck! Ref, you suck!" News of the investigation prompted anxiety among Jews in Canada. With Ido Moed, Israel's ambassador, telling the Canadian Jewish News that he was, quote, flabbergasted and concerned by media reports on the probe. The Center for Israel and Jewish Affairs, a leading Canadian Jewish organization, likewise called reports of the investigation, quote, deeply concerning. But in the weeks since, Canadian Jewish leaders have been told that Canadian Israeli soldiers are not under criminal investigation, and the initiative began with a focus on Hamas's crimes. Oops!
Oh, okay, so...
Oh, my God, the backpedal is crazy. You know who should be in charge of this? They should put the most self-preservationist Canadians in charge of this. They should put Quebecois guys in charge of this.
No doubt.
Because they will check everybody. They're max racist. They won't have any prejudice. It'll just be blank, carte blanche, as they would say. Nobody's coming into the country.
Carte blanche, as they would say with a weird accent.
Carte blanche.
Remember when Quebec lost, or the separatists lost the referendum in the late 90s, and Jacques Parizeau blamed it on money and the ethnic vote?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, my father was probably part of that ethnic vote.
Yeah, and I was part of money. Okay, because that was totally code for Jews. Come on. There was a lot of misleading information when it first broke, said David Cooper, CIJA's vice president. Oh, CIJA.
No, not CIJA.
Oh, they
not
are fucking
CIJA, bro.
insane.
Explain. Let me just try to guess the initialism. Canadian, Israel, Jewish advocates?
Alliance, I think.
Okay.
They have been going hard at universities trying to get professors fired.
Sure.
When a friend of mine brought Peter Beinart, noted radical Peter Beinart to Victoria to speak at the University of Victoria, CIJA threw a fucking fit. It's like, yeah, they've been going hardcore. What do you know about them, Narcy?
I don't want to talk about them. That's what I know about them. Okay. They know about me. How about that?
Yeah.
Just you know, they're like they're just.
They're the Canadian APAC.
Exactly. Canadian APAC. Yeah.
Very unpleasant.
Yeah.
Cooper said that CIJA has been in regular contact with the RCMP, which he said has, quote, confirmed to us on multiple occasions that no criminal investigation is currently underway. Phew.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but I'm still processing the guys, don't worry about this. This is about Hamas.
Yeah. Don't worry, we're only going after Arabs.
Right, which confuses me. Do they think that there is a mass amount of Arabs flying to Gaza to fight the IDF?
Flying to Gaza.
Yeah.
Getting in DeLoreans.
Yeah.
Revving the thing up.
Yeah.
Driving to 88 miles per hour, setting the date as October 7th, maybe October 6th, 2023.
Yeah.
Just to get in, in advance. And then joining the attack on Israeli civilians that happened once.
Yeah, exactly.
On one day.
Exactly. Yeah, that's just it's insane to me. That is his line in order to like calm people. Because number one, I don't think anyone who's worried is calmed by that because it sounds completely made up. And number two, is it possible that that's true? And that then after October 7th, so many other war crimes happened. They were like, well, shit, we still got to look into the war crimes. And now it's just all Israeli soldiers. Who's to say? It's just very interesting.
And I love how CIJA is like reassured that they're only looking into Hamas. He added that the RCMP's involvement began with, quote, investigations into Canadians that were murdered by Hamas. Investigations into the Canadians that were murdered? A focus CIJA has urged the Canadian government to maintain. All right, focus, you guys. Focus on investigating the same corpses over and over again.
Right. Yeah. Just, I don't know. Listen, we have to arrest these guys. Like spending a year and a half into a genocide going like, oh, don't kill everyone because we got to arrest some guys.
Hamas's atrocities are well documented, including the murder of multiple Canadian civilians in Israel. Read a statement by Noah Shack, CIJA's interim president. Hey, Shack, baby, hey, Shack.
Hey, Shack, baby.
The Hey Shack is a Canadian doo-doo. Shells for Israel. On the day of the RCMP announcement, he encouraged anyone who has information on Hamas's crimes against humanity. What is this, fucking McGriff, the crime duck? Crime duck? Dog.
Dog, yeah.
I need to slow down. I'm talking too fast. Including murder, torture, sexual violence, and abduction to submit this evidence to the RCMP's portal once in place.
Man.
First of all, the RCMP has a portal? Where'd they get the portal? Where does the portal go?
Yeah.
I need that.
Where does the portal go? Directly to the Knesset, I assume. Yeah, maybe into Stai Teman. Who knows?
Either way, like if it's an online portal or like a time capsule portal, that's kind of nuts.
Yeah. It is. At this point in this article, it's like we're getting into them trying to switch the conversation about like what we really should be doing. And what they are doing is investigating the crimes of October 7th over and over. I just, to me, I'm like, I don't believe this for a second, which leads me to the question, why are they running cover for this particular investigation? Unless the investigation itself isn't actually happening by the Mounties and is just this one journalist.
Imagine the Mounties trying to call up like the fucking Shin Bet. You know how quickly they'd get like hung up on?
Yeah.
Hello, this is the Canadian Royal Mounted Police. Could I speak to the internal Israeli investigator for the murder of Canadians? Hello?
Hello? Hey?
Hello?
Are you there? Oh, I'm going to assume it's me calling back. I'm going to assume we just got disconnected there for a second.
Your voicemail seems to be full. You might want to clear that out. I can connect you with my brother. He works for Bell. Shaq added, any suggestion that Israeli Canadians should be targeted for their service, particularly in a war of self-defense waged by a close ally of Canada, not only represents a cynical distortion of the law, but fuels the violent hatred faced by Israelis and Jews in North America. Which reminds me, of course, of this terrible headline from The Telegraph. Bake sales for Gaza could stoke Jew hatred, EU warns. Fundraisers for Gaza make Jews feel uncomfortable, says Europe's anti-Semitism czar.
Oh, they're spelling it with a T.
They're selling it with a T to make it real fucking Russian.
They're back with it. They're back.
I love it. We were talking about that before, where we're just like the fact that they have an anti-Semitism czar. If only they would spell it like they would spell the czar,
and they did.
Now they're doing
sending
it. Sending
in the anti-Semitism Cossacks.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that
all
is
right. Moving on. It wasn't like this when I was a kid. Canada was a great place. Anti-Semitism was nominal. It was nominal. Yeah, it's true. Huberman said, now there are protests outside my parents' synagogue. I wonder what kind of land sales are happening outside your parents' synagogue.
Yeah.
Literally every protest.
This is not Montreal, but the synagogues in Montreal are not downtown. So most of the protests are happening downtown. You know,
That's right.
I don't know.
And in Toronto, all the synagogues that I've seen protested are ones where they're holding literal real estate sales for parcels of illegal land in the West Bank.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I mean, it's like it's this constant game that is being run by, the Hasbara. And honestly, I think it is a completely deliberate choice to like, what are you going to do? Protest in front of a synagogue? And people are, at this point, they're like, we will. If you were trying to sell stolen land where the occupants have been genocided, yes, we will. And they'll continually just post this phrase without any context. Oh, they're protesting holy places. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but this is all you're doing is inciting violence towards those worshippers who are not there on the days when they are buying stolen land, the ones who are there as Jews to pray and to, to me, I'm like, you're putting your own community in danger through this shit. And you are willing to sacrifice their safety because it helps you get that headline. It helps.
You're allowed to pray at a synagogue. You're allowed to pray at a synagogue as long as it's pray with an A, not pray with an E.
Yes, if you pray with an E at a synagogue, people protesting you is what is going to happen. And anyways, I just like, I do look at this as like a very purposeful provocation, where they're doing this because they are fully willing to put their own community at risk. And that's fucked up.
This sense of change was echoed by Dov Niedzwiecki.
I like
nice Middle Eastern name there.
Yeah, I love give me the Israeli first name, but I gotta keep the European last name. Yeah, that's an OG name. You think I'm gonna leave Niedzwiecki? Fuck off.
Who moved to Israel in 2014 from Thornhill, Ontario, to serve in the army. Thornhill, whose median income is probably, I don't know, $400,000 a year.
Damn.
It's a very, very
Canadian
rich suburb of Toronto. Yeah.
Canadian dollar or American dollar?
Israeli shekel.
Yeah, Israeli shekel, Israeli new shekel. Yes.
The part that got to me was just the safety and security of my parents, Niedzwiecki said.
You left your parents to go fight.
I don't tell anyone that I'm Israeli when I'm back in Canada. You just avoid it.
Oh God. It is just so, there's just so much of this like stolen.
This is a very long article too.
It's very long.
How much longer is it? It goes on for so much longer. It goes on forever. Oh my God. What are we going to do?
I mean, listen, we got most of the interesting stuff in there.
There's a mention of a particular IDF lieutenant colonel turned injury lawyer here. At least one Canadian Israeli soldier has sought legal representation from Lieutenant Colonel Reserves Maurice Hirsch, the former head of the IDF's military prosecution in the West Bank. While he declined to comment on the specifics of his client's case, Hirsch, I wonder if he's related to Rabbi Ami Hirsch of emotionally damaged Jewish League fame.
Crazy Jews. The fuck?
You're emotionally damaged. Jewishly.
That's right.
That's the guy. Hirsch warned that the broader trends signaled by the RCMP probe raises serious concerns regarding Canadian-Israeli relations. I'm not surprised by the investigation, said Hirsch, who is now director of the Initiative for Palestinian Authority, Accountability, and Reform at the Jerusalem Center for Security and Foreign Affairs.
Oh, he's from
I'm going to read that again.
The PAAR-JCSFA. You don't know about them? They're quite famous here.
Yeah,
the
we all know
the Palestinian Authority, Accountability, and Reform at the Jerusalem Center for Security and Foreign Affairs. There is a think tank called the Jerusalem Center for Security and Foreign Affairs.
That's right.
And they have a position, they have an initiative that is all about accountability and reform for those dastardly Palestinian Authority. Now, the Palestinian Authority absolutely needs accountability.
Right, of
course. It absolutely needs reform in the form of being abolished and obliterated.
Yeah, right. But
right?
I have a feeling
brutal fucking puppets of a brutal regime.
Yeah, but you get the strong feeling that their reasons are not the same as your reasons. You know?
Oversight from a fucking former lieutenant colonel turned Canadian fucking injury attorney.
And how much more oversight do you want over a puppet government?
Bro, that's just his incorporated. He filed so he can file his taxes. He's the
But
only...
who puppeteers the puppeteers?
That's right. That's right, man.
It seems to be the continuation of a stance that the government of Canada has adopted. While feigning friendly relations with Israel, they are simultaneously accusing Israeli soldiers of war crimes.
I love
confusing.
His Israeli lawyer voice. But I mean, like, it's just so clear from this article that the amount of steps that are being taken to stop any kind of accountability from foreign soldiers who flew to serve in a genocide, like you can't see this double standard in anything else. I mean, you don't see any other country that gets an exemption from doing war crimes and coming back to their home country and just being like, well, wait, hold on. I was told it was my constitutional right to go fight over there and kill people with that. I mean, as long as it's an ally, what's the big deal? You just don't see that. You don't see it. So instead, what you have is like a community of freaked out people who are like, had I known that the world would be so mad at me for doing this, maybe I would have never served in the first place. You know, it's not even apologizing for the actual war crimes taking place.
I mean, and if you're getting complaints in Brazil, Sri Lanka, Thailand, Belgium, Netherlands, Serbia, Ireland, Cyprus, Canada, there's something you're doing wrong, and it's okay to hold yourself accountable for these things.
And we Canadians are supposed to be great at saying sorry.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Are you Canadian? Come on, man.
Sorry seems to be the hardest word.
Yeah. How can you claim to be a Canadian dual citizen
and not be able to apologize?
You can't even apologize. You know,
like I said, man, give it to the Quebecois. Give it to the Quebecois. They'll solve it. If these guys come back, I'm voting for a referendum, guys.
Yeah,
definitely. The hardest Canadian words are pasta and we say decal. You guys say decal.
Decal.
I've never heard
Canada says decal.
What
That's
the
nuts.
fuck?
Not
like,
decal.
Like
I learned
schmeckle?
this. Yeah, like schmeckle, because when I was in grad school for musical theater, I wrote a lyric about a decal-speckled Schwinn bike or something like that. And my collaborator was like, a what? Speckled?
Do you say fecal or fecal?
Yeah.
Fecal.
No.
Yeah.
Do you say...
But my dad says puberty.
Puberty.
Which made me very
Uncomfortable.
puberty is uncomfortable enough without your Hungarian Dr. Father saying, this is one of the signs of puberty.
Puberty. Sorry. I'm just picturing Winnie the Pooh with a beard. Oh, bother. Oh, well, I suppose it had to happen sometime. Hey, Winnie the Pooh. This is Tigger now.
Winnie the Poob.
Yeah, Winnie the Pooh.
He's growing poops.
Oh, I should start wearing pants now. I have a boner.
Well, I tell you, if I could retitle this article, it would be The Adventures of Dudley Do-Wrong.
Yeah, man. I mean, listen, I would love it if the people who carry out the next, trials at The Hague, the next Eichmann trials, the next Nuremberg trials. I would love it if they were all Canadian police mounted on mooses. That would be amazing if there was, hey, listen, I'll take it. I don't care where it comes from as long as we see some accountability. But yeah, man, that just, I don't know what is wrong with Canada. But it seems to be the same thing that's wrong here. So I consider it the same place. Before we go, I want to play one more fun thing. This is just something that I saw on the internet. First, I'm going to start with a video of a special gun technique that the IDF teaches that is just it just made me laugh a lot. Here's a little bit of IDF gun technique for all of you to see.
Taking the weapon, I'm grabbing it out of the hole.
Okay, well, let me
What the hell?
well, let me start with this tweet.
What in the wrapper is that?
This is from the @Gun Lovers Club. In Israel, they don't carry around in the chamber. This is their quick draw technique. All right, so here he is.
I'm taking the weapon, I'm grabbing it out of
Is that
the
Leo
holster,
Cohen?
and
Yeah.
I'm bringing it to a position where I can cock it. The left hand is ready to cock it. The right hand is holding the weapon.
What da da dang? What da da dang dang? Hey, listen to my 9mm. Go, hold on a second. Just give me a minute. Go,
Yeah.
bang.
Yeah. Look at this.
The right hand is holding.
He's ready to
I've
get his
seen
hand
that
on
technique. I've seen that technique in a Mobb Deep video before. This is not Israeli.
Yeah, this is not Israeli. Once again, there's
Come on, Dunny.
They're stealing culture.
the weapon. I'm cocking the weapon and getting into the shooting position.
You ain't a crook, son. You just a shook one's part 2. Am I right?
Shook has severe scoliosis.
Shook. Sorry.
Yeah,
I had to.
guys. So I can watch that video forever because I just love I love the move he does. And some other gun guy on the internet wrote this. This is from Dave, aspiring peasant. He writes, I was a Navy SEAL for over a decade, so I know a few things about drawing a weapon. Technique this bad could only survive in a place where the people you're shooting are unarmed. This only works because they are shooting women and children. The more you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think we need to do a whole episode on Krav Maga, because the more I read into Krav Maga or see it done, the more I'm like, is this a martial art, or is this just I don't know? It just seems like it is a type of fighting invented for people who are occupying others. You know what I mean? It's
We need an America First version of that. The Marjorie Taylor Greene can teach. Maybe call it Krav Maga.
Krav Maga. That's
You saw
right.
that one coming.
Yeah, no, you telegraphed that one too. But yeah, I just love his gun technique. I love Israeli gun technique.
Not only are they rabid genociders, they also have really bad aim. So it really doesn't help their cause.
Yeah. This is. I have a feeling that video will be presented as evidence for the defense at The Hague, where they're like, "No, we didn't mean to shoot those people. look how we shoot our guns. We get in a weird angle. Come on, we're not good at it. That's all.
You can take the Jew out of the shtetl, but you can't take the klutz out of the Jew.
That's right. That's right. And with that, I want to say thank you so much, Narcy, for coming on Bad Hasbara.
Thank you guys, man. It's been my pleasure. I
Where
haven't
can-
laughed in a minute, so thank you for bringing out the giggles.
Oh, good. That is the point. Where can people find your work?
You can find my work at findidfsoldier.net. You
Not
can go
to be
Nar-
confused with findidfsoldier.com. That
Yes,
is a
that's
dating
the different
website.
one.
Initially,
Yes.
they called that G-date.
Yes.
Genocide
No,
date.
you can
Thank
find
you.
my work on, just look up Narcy online, Narcy.online. You can go there. Go look up No Smoking Allowed. Go look up To Be an Arab. You'll find me. I'm everywhere. The feds got me already.
Yeah, so check his Fed file. It has all the links. Also, the description will have all the links to all of his music and socials. Narcy, it was so great to talk to you.
Thank you, guys. I'll do it anytime.
Hell
And to
yeah.
play us out today, instead of our usual dope outro, it'll be something even doper. The track Unk
That's right.
from Uni Project.
And it's going to be amazing. So thank you guys all for listening. Patreon.com/badhasbara, badhasbara@gmail.com for all your questions, comments, and concerns. All right. Thanks again for listening. And until next time, from the river to the sea.
Hey, it's not the true North strong and accountability free.
And don't believe AOC.
Yeah.
I put the zatar on the spread, so mag on the eggs. She kissed me on my head, hip hop in the bed. Make a toast, break bread. Who in here is a fed? I pull your card like I'm dead. You better off dead. All eyes on me. Someone cut the check. Off the top, you're not a prophet. Get off the net. Come holla at your ammu boy. Show some respect. Crack open muffins, cookies, better yet a baguette. You want moha like Shab Life giving you less. Or you cash out your flesh if you passing the test. I always come correct like a professor in sex. Scene, love, and regret. Green bubble the text. I'm massively meta. Word is born like Arabic letters. You wouldn't want me around if I catch a vendetta. I cut the watermelon down. Lemon splash with the feta. Everything is a setup. Don't make me upset her. Come holla at your ammu. Come holla at your ammus. Yeah.